Welcome to Joshua Production, and today we're going to be looking at coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry is defined as the study of geometry using coordinate system. This is the study of geometry using coordinate system. And from our definition there, we see that we have two terms. We have the study of geometry using coordinate system. So for us to understand geometry, we need to understand coordinate system. And we can understand coordinate system by knowing the Cartesian plane. So let us draw an example of the Cartesian plane. So as you can see, that's our Cartesian plane or our x or y plane. And for us, we can identify this triangle. If we say this is triangle A, B, C, we can find the coordinate of each point. So we can say that point A there, it's on 2, 5. So the first thing that you're supposed to do is to give the x coordinate. So the x coordinate of A there, it's 2. Then the y coordinate is 5. So the general formula that you use when finding the coordinate of each point, you give the x coordinate, then you give the y coordinate. Let us identify the coordinate of B. The coordinate of B there, the x coordinate, that's 10, the y coordinate, that's -4. What about C? Let's move to C. C there, the coordinate of C is on the x coordinate of 2. Then what about the y coordinate? It's on which y coordinate? It's on -4. So these are the coordinates of these points, and this is going to take us to our first thing, which is our first subtopic, which is calculating the length of a straight line between 2 points. So calculating the length of a straight line between 2 points. So calculating the length of a straight line between 2 points. And the first thing that I'm going to show you is how we get this formula. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start by drawing up our Cartesian plane. And this is our Cartesian plane. If this is y, this is x. And we say that this is our point P, this is our point R, and this is our point Q. And let's take, for instance, we are trying to calculate, we have been given a question, and the question says calculate the length of line PR. So you are trying to calculate line PR there. And as you can see, this triangle is a 90-degree triangle. That means that that's the hypotenuse. We have the hypotenuse there. So we can calculate the length of this line by adding these two, by adding the squared of these two sides of PQ. We're going to say PQ squared and RQ squared. So for us to calculate PR there, we can say PR squared is equal to, we're going to use the same concept of Pythagoras theorem. PR squared is equal to PQ squared plus RQ squared. And since the point since the line is starting from point P to point R there, so it means P is our starting point and R is our ending point. So we can say the coordinates of P there can be x1 and y1, since it is starting at point P, and since it is ending at point R there, point R is going to be x2 comma y2, and Q there is going to be on x2 comma y1. Let us go back to the formula. So here we can say PR squared is equal to PQ. For us to find PQ there, we can say our x2 minus our x1. That's going to give us length PQ. So we can put that in brackets. We can say x2 minus x1 squared plus, what about RQ? For us to find RQ there, we're going to consider the y-axis. This is because this is vertical, PQ is horizontal. So for us to find RQ there, we can say our y2 minus our y1. We have our y1 there squared. So for us to find PR, we can say the square root here and the square root this side. So this is going to give us the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So this is the formula that we use when calculating the length of a straight line between 2 points.